So we had just moved to Nashville from New Orleans. And yeah, bunk beds, middle of the night, storm. There's a storm happening. So various lightning flashes and thunder, just a typical storm, the Tennessee storm situation. And yeah, hear the knocks, get down from the bunk bed, and I was, like I said, 6.5 years old and full of wonder. And, I'm a very curious person. So I didn't have any reason to be scared, but, went over, pulled open the blinds. As soon as I did, loud lightning crack, as it does, lights up the whole outside. And then at the same time, the phone rang and the doorbell rang. And there in front of me, there was a garden bed outside of the front of the house.
So you're on the bottom floor?
Bottom floor. It was a 1-story house.
Okay.
So main floor, garden bed. So you can kind of, I would say it was from the wall of the house to where the mulch and the bed stopped was probably 4 feet.
Right.
And this being was standing in the mulch. So I would say, and I was, I didn't have my face up against the glass, but close enough to pull up the blind. So I would say from my face to its, as far as height goes, I was about at its waist. So like my eyes to its belly button, hips area was, I don't know, I'd say probably 4 feet. Yeah, 3 to 4 feet. It was not far. And I was, looking up and it was looking down at me. And yeah, lightning crash, phone rang, doorbell rang. I screamed, was just completely shocked and baffled and terrified. Turned around, ran out of my room, and there was a hallway. If I had went out my door and went to the right, I would have gone down a long hallway that would have taken me to another hallway, which if I turned right would go to the front door, go left, go into the living room. But straight across that hallway was another door, which was the door to my parents' room. So I ran out my door straight through that hall into their room. And when I opened the door, my dad was like turning on his lamp on the bedside table and answering the phone and was like, hello? And nobody was there. So he hung up the phone. He left the room and went to answer the door because the doorbell had rang as well. And while he was gone, I was telling my mom what I had seen. And you might remember this book called This Present Darkness. It was like I don't even know exactly.
I don't know if I'm thinking of
what it was about.
A movie, maybe.
No, it was a book. It was a Christian book about all kinds of various things from what I remember. But the chapter that my mom had just been reading was about spiritual warfare. And it was explaining all these different demon beings. And what I described was exactly what one of these beings had been described as. So she starts crying then because she thought, that she had pulled this into the family and was all blaming herself and distraught about it. And my dad came back and we, I just laid in bed with him and cried, and that was the majority of the evening. And then it was, a lifetime of getting comfortable around windows and trying to, be able to explore what I saw without other people thinking I'm crazy, / find people that had similar experiences or at least encountered similar beings. And yeah, it definitely has led to some really interesting friendships and relationships in my life with people that understand what I'm talking about. And it's also alienated some people because they're just like, yeah, you're crazy. You were a kid, you were dreaming. And I'm like, all right. Well, I appreciate your perspective, and yeah, I'm going to go this way now. So.
Right. I've never seen anything super explicit like that. I don't know if explicit is the right word, but just super clear cut,
Yeah. Yeah.
That being seems pretty aware of me and humanoid-ish. I've never seen anything like that I can remember, at least.
Yeah.
But I've got a few friends that have seen some pretty crazy stuff, whether it's inside their home or just outside their home or up in the sky too. So